Hi, I am Moonchildlexi, and I am here with you to be a guide on your own spiritual awakening process. I'd like to call forth my inner luminous one and higher self. I call forth the creator, creatrix, the keeper and bestower of all time, the highest principle of the Most High God to be present here with us now, to provide protection, clarity, and to seal around this space vibrations of unconditional love and violet fire. A violet fire that burns away all of our flesh desires so that we are standing in the truth and in alignment with the highest will, God's will for us all. And so it is. Today is day 37 of a collective journey of transformation through the usage of short stories. I'm using Osho's Transformation Tarot to obtain the stories for inspiration. And the message pulled for today is a number 13, dropping knowledge. Numerology wise, the number 13 is known as the divine feminine number. And the 1 carries the energy of beginnings. 3, that energy of creating. So these new thoughts are creating a foundation. And we see here on the image, it looks like somebody is on, to me, this looks like a stack of books as well. So we see kind of like a ledge, which could have an appearance of a stack of books. And this person is throwing the scrolls and throwing the books, dropping very literally their knowledge and education. And in the background, we have like an androgynous figure. Let's jump into the story. Truth is your experience, your own vision. Even if I have seen the truth and I tell you, the moment I tell you, it will become a lie for you, not a truth. For me, it was a truth. For me, it came through the eyes. It was my vision. For you, it will not be your vision. It will be a borrowed thing. It will be a belief. It will be knowledge, not knowing. Knowledge is not knowing. Interesting. And if you start believing in it, you will be believing a lie. Now remember it. Even a truth becomes a lie if it enters your being through the wrong door. The truth has to enter through the front door, through the eyes. Truth is a vision. One has to see it. Naropa was a great scholar, a great pundit, and with 1,000 disciples of his own. And one day he was sitting surrounded by thousands of scriptures. Ancient, very ancient, rare. Suddenly he fell asleep. Must have been tired, and he saw a vision. He saw a very, very ugly and old, horrible woman, a hag. Her ugliness was such that he started trembling in his sleep. It was nauseating. He wanted to escape. But where to escape? Where to go? He was caught, as if hypnotized by the old hag. Her eyes were like magnets. Naropa's haunting vision. "What are you studying?" asked the old woman. He said, "Philosophy, religion, epistemology, language, grammar, logic." The old woman asked again, "Do you understand them?" Naropa said, of course, yes, I understand them. The woman asked again, do you understand the word or the sense? Thousands of questions have been asked to Naropa in his life. Thousands of students always asking, inquiring, but nobody had asked this, whether he understands the word or the sense. And the woman's eyes were so penetrating. Those eyes were going to the very depth of his being, and it was impossible to lie. To anybody else, he would have said, of course I understand the sense. But to this woman, this horrible looking woman, he had to say the truth. He said, I understand the words. That woman was very happy. She started dancing and laughing, and her ugliness was transformed. A subtle beauty started coming out of her being, thinking, I have made her so happy. Why not make her a little more happy? Naropa then said, and yes, I understand the sense also. And that woman stopped laughing, stopped dancing. She started crying and weeping, and all her ugliness was back 1,000-fold more. Naropa said, why are you weeping and crying? And why were you laughing and dancing before? The woman said, I was happy because a great scholar like you didn't lie. But now I am crying and weeping because you lied to me. I know, and you know, that you don't understand the sense. The vision disappeared, and Naropa was transformed. He escaped from the university. He never again touched a scripture in his life. He became completely ignorant. He understood. The woman was nobody outside. It was just a projection. It was Naropa's own being. Through knowledge that had become ugly. Just this much understanding that I don't understand the sense. And the ugliness was transformed immediately into a beautiful phenomena. The version of Naropa is very significant. Unless you feel that knowledge is useless, you will never be in search of wisdom. You will carry that false coin thinking that it is a real treasure. You have to become aware that knowledge is a false coin. It is not knowing. It is not understanding. At the most, it is intellectual. The word has to be understood, but the word has been understood, but the sense lost. As people and those that obtain their knowledge, they become identified with it. We see this a lot with what's happening now on a larger scale sometimes with new artifacts or new discoveries that are showing that, hey, maybe things are older than we anticipate. It's no longer fitting the narrative of knowledge that these studious scholars have obtained. And in a sense have dropped the sense and the meaning and the understanding of like recording history, for example, and not honoring the sense of what history brings, but instead choosing to hold on tightly to their knowledge. Interesting to let that out, but not to focus so much on a global scale like that or controversy. Let's bring this back to ourselves as an individual. To memorize and to just read. You could sit here and read about meditating all day, watch videos on it, watch other people, and you can do a whole presentation on the knowledge that you've gained. But until you sit down and apply and learn through the wisdom to understand the sense and the quality of it, what is the point? It just stays in the mind. But by understanding the sense of things on a deeper level, it becomes a part of your being. It starts to ingrain in, like, down into a cellular level, I want to say. I think I'm going to leave this story on here. It's a quote I love to say. It's a reminder for myself. No matter how much I open my mind to learn and to apply new things, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. And there will always be something I don't know. So there is not treasure in putting so much value in having all of this knowledge unless you know how to use it. And please, if you enjoyed this story, like, comment, share, subscribe so you are notified when the next one comes out. And until next time, drop what you think you knew. Let's open our minds to deeper understanding the sense of our experiences. Thank you.